She thought she was safe at home, until a desperate knock changed everything. What happened next will send chills down your spine. In a peaceful town in Italy, a woman named Emily lived with her husband, Daniel, and his family. They had a close bond. Her in-laws treated her like their own daughter, and her husband's younger brother, Lucas, always showed her respect. Life was good, and Emily never had a reason to feel unsafe in her own home. One evening, Daniel had to leave for a work trip. "I'll be back tomorrow morning," he assured her, kissing her goodbye. Emily wasn't worried. Her in-laws were home, and she felt safe. However, late that night, an emergency call came. Her mother-in-law's sister had fallen sick, and both her in-laws had to rush to the hospital. "Lucas is here, so you won't be alone," her mother-in-law said before leaving. Emily nodded, feeling reassured. The house was quiet as she sat in the living room, reading a book. But soon, she noticed Lucas watching her strangely. His eyes lingered too long, his presence suddenly unsettling. "You look beautiful tonight, Emily," he said, his voice lower than usual. She laughed nervously. "Thanks, Lucas." "It's late. We should get some sleep." As she stood up, he blocked her path. "Why are you always in such a hurry to leave?" "We finally have time alone," he murmured, stepping closer. Emily's heart pounded. This was not the Lucas she knew. Panic set in as he reached for her arm. "Lucas, stop." "You're my brother-in-law," she said firmly, but he didn't listen. His grip tightened. "Daniel isn't here. No one will know," he whispered. Emily's mind raced. She had to escape. "Let me get us some drinks first," she said, forcing a smile. As soon as he released her, she bolted towards the kitchen, but instead of stopping, she ran straight to her bedroom and locked the door. Lucas banged on it. "Emily, don't be like this. Open up." She grabbed her phone with shaking hands and called Daniel. "Lucas is trying to force himself on me. I'm scared," she whispered. "Stay in the room. I'm calling the police," Daniel said, his voice sharp with anger. Minutes felt like hours as she listened to Lucas pacing outside, muttering to himself. Then she heard the front door burst open. Daniel had arrived early. "Lucas, what the hell are you doing?" Daniel roared. Lucas tried to explain, but the police were already on their way. As the sirens blared outside, Emily finally opened the door, her eyes filled with tears. Lucas was arrested, and Emily, though shaken, felt a deep sense of relief. Her in-laws were devastated by the betrayal, and Daniel was furious. Lucas was banished from the family, his actions unforgivable. Emily learned a painful lesson that night. Trust can be broken even by those closest to us. From that day on, she was always cautious, never taking safety for granted. She shared her story with others, hoping to help women recognize danger, even when it comes from within the family.